man. Did you see that power? Fish spun me around like it was nothing. And that wasn't the only action. As much as I hate to interrupt, this is YouTube. And the only thing the algorithm loves more than views is retention. So I'm gonna have to let that preview serve as the hook. I can't promise that'll be the last fishing pun. Before we get to the conclusion of that fishtail, we gotta talk about some world happenings. So how about them Irish? Fighting back against the crackdown on free speech. Oh yeah, yep. Whoa, baby. The stick bait has been doing its job. All right. So as I was saying, how about them Irish? Fighting back against the crackdown on free speech. Ireland pushes back at EU over hate speech laws as it faces legal action. Now, yes, I, of course, am an American, but I do have some Irish ancestry, so I keep an eye on them. Now, the way it's being reported, it's really the Irish citizens who put pressure on the government to take this stance, which is good. But it got me wondering, is this a major victory or just a hiccup on the path to global government? Now, before you tune out, hear me out. I recently made a solo kayak camping video. If you haven't checked that out, do so. I'll put the link up top, where I talk about global government. And I think a lot of people, as soon as they hear that, they just tune out, they check out. Maybe not people who watch my channel, but in general. And I think it's because they're imagining some big brother-like authoritarian figure ruling over the world with an iron fist. But that's probably not what it's gonna look like for the near future. And near future could be decades, it's hard to say. For the foreseeable future, this is what the advance of global government will look like.
The European Commission has threatened Ireland with legal action if it does not introduce further restrictions on free speech. Ireland has been given 2 months from the 7th of May to comply with EU laws on hate speech, which are more extensive and wide-reaching than Ireland's current rules, or risk being referred to the EU's Court of Justice.
I mean, what you have here is essentially a bunch of bankers and elite oligarchs through their EU leadership proxies pressuring an independent nation to implement hate speech laws against the wishes of their citizens. I should say, against the wishes of some of their citizens. Oh, I had one. Fucking A. Oh, he's still on. Holy shit. He was on, then he wasn't on, then he was on. That was messed up. Wow. We got a little one. He's a little one. But man, I couldn't tell he was even on there. Look at that. It's a beauty. Just a baby though. Woo. Feisty, okay. I drug the worm on the mat, and as it fell off the mat and into the water, he hit it. A lot of people out there don't see this as a major threat. You know, the ones who don't pay a lot of attention to world events and politics, etc. They heard a story about some kid who was bullied online and ended up deleting himself or herself or theyself, and they think, yeah, maybe we shouldn't allow hate online. They're not paying close enough attention to notice who's actually pushing for these laws. If they did, they might be a little skeptical about their purpose. All right, we're back out here on Union Lake in Millville, New Jersey. It's about noon now. You're probably thinking, why the hell would you start fishing at noon? Isn't it best in the morning or in the evening? Well, I think there's definitely some truth to that, especially if you were fishing from the bank with, say, a bobber or a worm and you're pretty much stationary. You know, you're relying on fish to be active and roaming and looking for food. And in that case, in the heat of the summer, morning and evening is best. That being said, although the fish may not be roaming around in the middle of the day, if you put a meal in front of them, they'll certainly eat it. The good thing about coming out at noon is that in the heat of the summer, on a relatively sunny day, you know exactly where they'll be. In the grass. These bass are a few inches into the reeds. Sometimes they'll come out to hit a lure, but other times you got to get it in there at least a few inches before they hit it. Let's try a good old-fashioned Texas rigged 4-inch stick bait. We're gonna try it all. We're gonna get some bass today, or something. Even the most trusting are not gonna buy that suddenly the global elite have become the champions of bullied youth, or the would-be destroyers of racial injustice. But they're probably not aware of who's pushing for it and why. To catch a glimpse of the long-term purpose of hate speech laws, we need look no further than Spain. Now, of course, the media is portraying these people as far right. Do they look far right to you? No, these are just regular people who don't like the fact that their country is being overtaken by illegal immigrants.
Since the last time we came until today, a girl was killed by being burnt alive. 2 girls were raped in a lift, and a brutal beating was given to an elder. So, it's the daily bread in our country. And honestly, I don't believe a decent Spanish person has anything else to do than this.
You see, one of the strategies to advance global government is to flood countries with mass immigration. You see this happening with most of the Western-style democracies. Most of Europe, Canada, Australia, the United States, until this administration. And the point is pretty obvious. It weakens the national identity, dilutes nationalism, dilutes patriotism. And of course, as more and more people realize what's happening to their country, they're going to start to complain. And these well-intentioned hate speech laws will make that much more difficult. Oh. No, I think that's yeah, it's weeds. I watched that guy on YouTube today who said hook sets are free, so we set the hook. It's already a crime in some countries to report the crime statistics for a neighborhood that is majority immigrants. It's considered hate speech. And believe me, the restrictions will get tighter and tighter. And it certainly won't end with immigration. Questioning the new gender ideology, that's going to be a problem. Don't think minors should take puberty blockers? That could be transphobia. I mean, we already saw a father go to jail in Canada for referring to his daughter as his daughter. She decided she didn't want to be referred to that way anymore. And he didn't go along with that. And then the government got involved. So this is the point of the hate speech laws. This is why the elite, through their proxies in global government organizations like the EU, I know the EU isn't technically global, but it is kind of global over all of Europe. It's kind of a stepping stone organization. You also have the United Nations, you have the World Health Organization, you have NATO for military decisions, and they'll probably come up with new organizations. Now, you as a citizen, you'll still vote, you'll still have elected officials, but they will have given most of their power away to these global government entities through treaties, agreements, etc. And on a lot of these important issues, their answer to you will be, sorry, there's nothing we can do about it. We signed a treaty. We signed an agreement. That's how global government will advance for the near future. Decade, 2 decades, I don't know. That's it. That's it. Yes! Oh man, he's a baby. Man, I thought this was gonna be a big one. Oh, and he got off. Son of a bitch. I don't think he was keeper size. Not that we're gonna keep one today, we're not. I gotta get up early tomorrow. Me and a buddy of mine who are Phillies fans are going up to another friend of ours who's a Yankees fan. We're gonna head up to his place in North Jersey, drink some beers, go to a Yankees-Phillies game, and so I really don't have time to deal with cleaning fish and doing all that and shooting video, into the evening because I got to get home, pack, and all that kind of stuff. So we're just practicing here today. Maybe it'll always look like that. Maybe there will never be a authoritarian figure ruling over the entire globe, at least not to the naked eye. It will still look to us as if our elected officials are doing something. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. There we go. Oh boy. Okay, he was a little bit angry. Ah, these fish are beautiful though. Perfect specimens. It's not big, it's a little guy, but just absolutely a beautiful fish. I mean, look at that thing. Yeah, it's just a beautiful fish. We got a frog tied on now, and I'm gonna catch a big one. Oh, come hell or high water melon. Not sponsored. I need a beer after just reaching back there to get this thing. Whew. Still a little frozen. Okay. Put them in the freezer last night. Forgot about them. Still a little frozen. That's okay. They will definitely thaw in this heat. Okay, we got the frog on, and we're gonna catch a big, old, nasty one. All right, we're gonna flip for some monsters now. They're in these weeds. Boy, they were just beautiful specimens. I'll tell you what, this lake has some attractive looking bass. And that sounds weird, but it does compared to like other places I've been. This is a monster. This is a monster. This is a monster. He's turning my boat around. All right, it's a monster. I gotta keep the pressure on him. But this is a monster. This is a monster. This is a monster. This is a monster. Can I land him? Can I land him? Oh shit, he jumped off, motherfucker. Oh my God. That was the biggest bass I would have ever caught. Holy shit, I can't believe he got off. Sorry I had to string you along for that heartbreaking conclusion. I'm still thinking about it and wondering what I could have done differently. You also may have noticed I had a GoPro on the entire time, but included very little GoPro footage. Despite having over 2 hours, I managed to miss every single fish. Don't ask me how, but it's not all bad news. We're out here having adventures. I appreciate you sticking with me through these setbacks. I promise a triumph or two down the road. I think I've said most of what I want to say on this subject. If I have anything to add, I'll do it at the studio. But yeah, that's how it's going to look for the next decade or so. Your corrupted, elected leaders giving away your sovereignty, one treaty or agreement at a time, and you having more and more restrictions on your ability to complain. Last thought. You may be thinking, no big deal. I can live with all of those restrictions. I'll find a way to ignore the immigration problem. I'll handle my own kids. I don't need to worry about other people's issues with gender ideology. Maybe this is what you're thinking. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. What they really want to do is much more intrusive. They really don't want you to be able to have your own vehicle, drive. Definitely don't want you out here on a boat fishing, that's for sure. Maybe a kayak. They don't want you to be able to travel freely, unless you're one of the elite, of course. They really don't want you to be able to procreate at your own discretion. So I hope, even though it may take a long time to get there, that everyone is paying attention to this, because it's better to fight now while we still have a voice than to wait until it's been taken away. I believe the only way out of this problem is to raise awareness. That's why I have a channel. Raise awareness. The more people who understand what's happening, the more people who are not going along with the bullshit hate speech stuff, the harder it will be for them to implement these laws, and the better chance we'll have of fighting back. So that's why I have a channel. If you've enjoyed the content, please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you soon.